Okay, let's imagine that we've finished our videos and uploaded them to YouTube. What are the next steps that we need to take in order to increase the visibility of our video, not only on YouTube itself, but when we embed it into people's websites, blogs, social media, etc.? Well, at the very basic level, we should change the title. This one's really dull. So we can either click on it directly and edit the title that way, but I'm going to show you an area of YouTube where we can make even more changes to our video than just the title. We're going to go to the Video Manager, and this is an area in YouTube where you can make edits to all of the videos that you've uploaded. So let's go to Edit for this video, and now in here let's change the title. Your title should be catchy, it should draw your audience in, it should make them want to press play in the first place. So something to do with your hook is probably a good idea, and something that ties it into your topic as well. So I'm going to call mine Why You Shouldn't Mess with Snowy Plovers. And then underneath there you can add a description, which should be a short summary of what the video is about and any relevant links to your website, blog, social media, etc. that you may want your audience to go to. This is also a good opportunity to credit any music or other Creative Commons material that you've used in your video, and even provide a link to that original material if it's appropriate. Okay, so the section under that is really important, and this is where you're going to put all the tags that are associated with your video. What are tags? Well, they're little bits of information that help searches within YouTube and Google find your video when people are searching for relevant topics. So any topics, ideas, actual things or images in your video, you should just list under tags as they come to mind. You shouldn't put anything in here which isn't relevant to your video at all, but do include anything that you think your audience might be searching for online. So just to name a few here, I'm going to say this video is about snowy plovers first of all. It's about birds, it's about wildlife, it's about beaches, it's about California, it's about the Pacific, it's about the West Coast. So this list can go on and on and on as you think of more things to put in there. You probably want around 15 tags that are really relevant to your video and will help people find it on the web. So the next thing I'm going to talk about are thumbnails. If we head over to the main page for our video, thumbnails describe the frame of video that you see before you click to select a video. And these can also really help sell your video and get people to watch it. And YouTube lets us choose what thumbnail we want to use. They throw up 3 random frames from the middle of your video that you can choose from, or you can select a custom thumbnail. So how do you select a custom frame out of the middle of your video? Well, you need to go back to your editing software first of all, and using the clips on your timeline, place the playhead at the frame that you want to use. So let's imagine we've got a frame here that we want to use as our main thumbnail. We go to Options in HitFilm Express and press on Export Frame and just save it to a folder. Or we can do that with a still image on the timeline as well, like this one. We can go Options, Export Frame. In iMovie, the process is very similar. Again, with a still image on the timeline, we can go File, Share, Image. Or if we don't like that particular frame, we can move it somewhere else and export that frame. Or we can export a still frame from the middle of a video. So imagine we want that one. We do File, Share, Image. Once we've saved our custom thumbnails, we can go back to our YouTube Video Manager and press on Custom Thumbnail. And then from here, we can find the thumbnail that we've exported, and have that upload to YouTube. But what if we want to take this thumbnail business even further? Well, we can put text on our thumbnail to make it even more engaging. And I'll show you how to do that in Google Drawings. Google Drawings can be a bit tricky to get to, so I find the easiest way to find it is to open a new Google Docs and go to File, New, Drawing. Once that's opened up, the first thing you should do is just go to File, and we want to go to Page Setup and change that to 16:9 so it matches the aspect ratio of HD video. And now we go to Insert Image. Now you need to find the custom frame that we exported from our editing software and import that into Google Drawings. Once it's on, I'm going to increase the size of the image until it covers the entire frame. So I'm going to hold down Shift so I don't distort the image as I do that, and I'm just going to drag it over the edges of the frame there, something like that. And now to make my thumbnail, I'm going to add some text over the top in really large, bold letters. So I'm going to change the size to something really big. I'm going to put caps lock on, and I'm going to put my title over the top. So it was Why You Shouldn't Mess with Snowy Plovers. I'm probably going to change the font color to white just so we can read it a little bit better against the background. Going to make it bold, make it more legible, and I'm probably going to justify it to the right as well. And now I'm going to put in a couple of returns to make space for Snowy Plover to peek over the top there. And now once we've made our custom thumbnail, we just want to make sure that that text is going to appear in the middle of the image and not going to get lost over the edge. Something like that. And now we've made that, we need to do File, Download as JPEG Image, and that will save to your Downloads folder. Now let's head back to our video manager for our video, and now under Custom Thumbnail we change image, and we can select that custom thumbnail from Google Drawings, and we hit Save Changes. YouTube sometimes takes a few moments for this change to set in, but we can go to our Creator Studio up here within YouTube, and we can just double check that the custom thumbnail has been applied, and we can see that it has there. So let's go back to our video manager, and now let's go back to our main page where we see our main video, and let's imagine that we're going to now embed this into a blog. If we could just go to the end of the video very briefly and play through, you might have noticed that when videos on YouTube end, they give you a whole mosaic of recommended videos to watch afterwards. This is all well and good until the recommended videos aren't relevant, or even worse, sometimes they can be in direct opposition to your video, or they can be downright offensive, which is really annoying. So how can we stop that when we embed our video in other places? Let's go down to the share options here, and we want to select embed. And now with this little show more button underneath this embed code, we can open up a few options here. We just need to make sure that the show suggested videos when the video finishes is unselected. You can see when we've got that selected, we've got this code here, and when we unselect it, we get a really critical piece of code called rel equals 0. Now if you're into HTML and stuff, you'll know what to do with this, but for like basic WordPress and things, you can just use the URL including the rel equals 0. So I'm going to copy that, and now let's open up my WordPress admin stuff, and I'm going to pretend like I'm making a new post. And now when we insert that URL, we get our video. Now the thumbnail hasn't updated yet, but like I say, give YouTube a few moments or maybe an hour or so to do that. And now when we play this video within this WordPress page, not only have we got our custom thumbnail, but we will get no suggested videos at the end either.